Vice Mbeseha, have you heard of any celibacy payments before now? Let's be sure.
Well, I don't need to hear about it. If the story we hear is correct, they are dealing with electronic money transfers, electronic transactions. If that is true, then they must be hiding in the desert because electronic transfers are the easiest one to trace. Where there's something wrong, you'll be traced. Well, are they going to be traced? We don't know. Something illegal might have happened there. That's a fact. But whether they get handled, they get to pay back, is a different story. Because as much as you can talk here, you and me can talk. Like any other person in Victoria, in the street can talk. Those other individuals, including you and me, cannot initiate action to punish the evildoers, to punish the suspects of the crime. And so, since crime is actually legalized, criminality, the chances that the people are going to be handled appropriately are slim. And so, they are sounding the bell, but is no one going to be held accountable for all what is going on? Certainly, I doubt. But from the fact as you see it from there, from their own website, it suggests they are doing electronic transfers. And so the interesting thing is that they put charges which are manifestly illegal by their own law. And how do they justify it? Stamps. When you make electronic transactions, what stamps are they talking about? What stamps are they talking about doing electronic transactions? At the very best, there's something they call the convenience stamp, which is just $100 at the best. Although it's less than 25 cents. And so these are all machinations for theft, cautioned by the authorities concerned. Nobody might hold them accountable, but the theft continues and will continue until some system somehow come into place, holding criminals accountable for their own acts. We are not a public office, a county, a council, a city council, whatever you call it. You're a public servant. The money that comes through you belongs to the city. You have to be punished for that if you steal the money. I remember back in 1972, primary schools were supposed to be free from class 1 to class 4. And when they were paying the money, there was a service at the district office. They called it the financial department. One of my friends is now of late, was chief of that financial department in Moyoka. He stole some of the money, 500,000 at the time, a lot of money. He ended up in jail for 5 years and lost his job. And so we are trying to return to the normal way of doing things, where criminals are held accountable, where wrongdoers answer for their wrongdoing, and they go to jail and serve time if that is necessary for whatever thing they have done. But that principle of wrongdoers being held accountable, people going to jail, has been thrown out of the window in the whole thing they call the Republic of Cameroon, including Victoria, where we are citing these instances. Because as shown publicly, even those who go to jail, for example, in Komenge, jail is no longer jail. People go there to have jail A, VIP jails, where people have their guards inside the jail, guarded properly, and their wives come and sleep with them there. So it is a total failure of a system. It is a failure of the public confidence. And so that is fraud, which I always call it a legalized fraud. Why legalized fraud? Because you are doing something wrong, but it is legal in the eyes of the criminals, and there's no way to bring them to be held accountable. So that is what might be happening in Victoria. We don't have all the facts, but that's what might be happening. Over to you.
While in Victoria, we have this, what would rather put as big fishes, because these are leaders and administrators, colonial administrators in Victoria perpetrating this high level criminal acts. Not only them, we're seeing that in Bamenda, there are other people that we'll describe as small fishes, but this time they're taking huge sums of money in Bamenda. Even microfinance banks are starting to extort and do away with people's savings in these banks. And there's been a report in Bamenda particularly giving clients of these bank, people who save money in this microfinance bank, a heart attack with the fact that a huge sum of 12 million francs CFAs have been looted and more like stolen by the supposed manager, and this manager has been on the run, nowhere to be found. So looking at the fact that these bigger fishes, they hardly ever get anything like justice or be accountable or even pay for the fraudulent crimes and embezzlement, what is the hope for these people who have their money saved in this microfinance bank? And is there any possibility that they would get justice or apprehend this manager on the run at the moment?
Well, again, there's nothing like justice there. What you're saying in Bamenda or somewhere is just a tip of the iceberg. I don't know how old you are, and I don't know where you remember this story. There was a bank in Cameroon there called SCB, Credit Lyonnais. It was an official bank. There was a lot of money there. And what happened? It's alleged. Madam, the first lady ordered for the transfer of all the money. They transferred all the money, they stole the money. The general manager of that bank took part of what was left and fled to Canada. He's living in Canada right now. And the bank shut down. Customers have not been heard. Nobody has had his or her money. And so they are there, protected. We have been hearing about extradition. That's the crime that Cameroon could say, well, this guy has committed a crime. But they will not do it because if you were brought to court, for example, it will involve some other high-ranking people at the presidency, most likely the president's wife. Why not himself? And so that's legalized criminality. The poor people who put their money there, when they siphon everything, you lose everything. You can cry and go to her. Nobody is going to attend to you. Because you cry expecting justice to be done. Who will do justice for you? At the best, very best, officially is the courts. These people are not even brought to the courts. But if they are brought to the court, the individuals being brought to the court are so immune that even the judge, the magistrates will find it difficult to pronounce any sentence against them. Because knowing the system that they operate on, that very judge sitting in the court is appointed by the president. The prosecutor is appointed by the president. The registrar of the court is appointed by the president. Will you expect these people, this chain of command, to bite the finger that fed them, to turn around and prosecute the president's wife, the president's son, the president's mother-in-law, brother-in-law, a cousin, or even a friend without a job? It's not going to happen. They're just human beings. And so that's how legalized criminality continues, and it will continue until such a time that a system is set up that will hold them accountable. Is that system going to come so soon? I doubt it. But as far as Mbeseha is concerned, it is our duty, our desire to leave the system, set up our own system, to hold people accountable. Too much is too much. If they are stealing money just for stamps, it should not be Victoria. Victoria is supposed to be one of the richest councils in the country. Given that, for example, you remember that Sonora is based there. The money that Sonora, if they were paying taxes even there, the city should have more than enough money to do whatever thing they want. But that money is not being paid there. The CDC is based in Victoria. If they were paying they are the second largest employer in the country. If they were paying their taxes to Victoria, they should never lack money. Workers will have a fair salary. They will not have the time to go stealing stamps. Some worth of money, 500 francs. And so that is the system where we have found ourselves. That is the system from which we are trying to extract ourselves from it, extricate ourselves from it, and live better. And so expect any punishment doubt is very, very doubtful.